let's just sew whatever.
Today we are going to be cutting out the tiny Cata from Rosa. I am super excited to see this release because I'm a huge fan of the Catalina crossbody. It's definitely one of Erica's most popular, and I think it's really fun that she kind of took inspiration from the sewing community and the people who make her patterns, and noticed like people scale things up, scale things down, and so she's kind of like, well, here, let me just give you the instructions on that. So I'm going to just dive right into cutting this. I will need to find a vinyl to make my strap out of, and you can choose to make the strap or the wristlet, or you can do both. I'm going to go ahead and just make a strap, but I agree that this would be the cutest little wristlet as well, and you could even make it like a set. So I'm going to fussy cut one of the panels just really quick. Oh, there's the pen I was looking for. Like, where'd that go? So I'm just going to trace around this really carefully. I have no doubt that I will be grabbing the templates for this when they release. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn my heat press on. We're going to need a Fuse Decaville Light. Okay, maybe read it. I grabbed heavy. I'm kind of thinking too, I may add a little bit of fusible fleece. Maybe not. I just think fusible fleece would give it a really nice like puff if you wanted to quilt it, but there are no instructions for quilting this. There are only instructions for piecing the front together, which I thought was really cool. I'm in the tester group and I saw posts with that, and I for sure thought it was people like just being creative with it. And then I opened the pattern. I was like, okay, I think I can muster up the energy to do this. And no, it's part of the pattern, so it's really cool. Okay. So we just need 2 of that main panel from the exterior. And lately I've been enjoying keeping all of my pattern pieces in these little binder bags. I don't intend on putting them in a binder, but I enjoy having them so that I could put them in a binder. All right, where are my scissors? People are in my sewing area and things are not where they should be. Lovingly, people were in my sewing area. All right. But hey, what a better time than to open a brand new pair of scissors. That's nice. Could also rotary cut this, but I'm like, why not? This is an incredible pattern for using up scraps, especially the piece together front panel. Like, those pieces are tiny, and you're going to be able to get through a ton of scraps. And I don't know why. I just imagine if you're someone who like makes bags for a living, you can spend the month making your bags, and then at the end of the month or the first of the month, going through that scrap bin and like pulling out these little pieces to cut and create a bunch of these little scrap busters. Super fun. So here's one piece. It's so funny, even trying to imagine what they're going to look like when they're just pieces of paper. I'm like, I can't always get a grasp of the size, but it's not until it's cut out of fabric that I'm like, okay, picking up what you're putting down. So for my exterior, I'm using a mid-weight printed vinyl, so this is going to be domestic friendly if I were to sew it on a domestic machine. But I'm so sorry, I have absolutely no interest in doing that. Okay. So main panels are cut out. I have my cutting chart here with a little piece of tape over what I need to cut out, so I can go ahead and mark off that I did my main panel in lining. What? What? Main panel 2. I don't need that. Zipper panels. Oh, there's like no pocket inside. That makes sense. Okay. So I do need to cut this out of my lining. Perfect, I can do that. I was like, what? I'm not going to need any woven interfacing. The lining fabric that I'm using is structured enough that I don't need that. No woven interfacing. Gusset. No woven. Okay. So I'm just using the cut chart and a 3-inch wide ruler to cut the gusset. We will need to cut Decaville light for the gusset. There's my one vinyl. And then we will cut out the gusset. And then before I leave this be, because we're not adding any stabilizer, I'm gonna add some double-sided tape for where my zipper should go, especially since it's directional. I don't want to risk that maybe I'll get to my maybe I'll get to my sewing machine and I won't think about what piece needs to be lined up where. So this way it's just automatic. Zipper panel. This would also be an excellent scrap buster for your Decaville light, to be completely honest. Especially if you're doing the piece together main panel. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and cut a wristlet strap. May as well. Because I got this scrap here. Oh, I think this is probably a trifold strap. So I'm just measuring 1/2 inch from either side and marking out a line just in case. But chances are it's probably just going to be fold that in half and then fold that over top. Little trifold wristlet strap. So I'm just going to add some double-sided tape against one of those lines, because again, you'll fold this to here and then fold that over. So then I can put double-sided tape along this raw edge as well. Okay, so we've got our connector pieces. We need 2 of. And so if you need to, you can mark the center of those. And add a piece of tape. So now we can move on to the lining. We've completed our exterior. Once I pick a vinyl I want to use with it. Okay. So many options. It's hard to know which one will be perfect. And so technically you could also do like that trifold strap for this as well, if you wanted to use a little less vinyl or something. Okay, I'm gonna do this. This is Barbara Pink, and I think it's like a really fun, vibrant pop. And so this strap just needs to be 3 inches wide. Sometimes I will buy 2 rolls of vinyl if I know that I'm going to be making crossbody straps quite a bit. So that way I have one that's just crossbody straps and then one that's for other size pieces. Especially when I did a lot of production making. And then we'll mark the center. I feel like it's going to take the longest to make the crossbody strap. So if you wanted to make these super quick, you could probably get away with using webbing, maybe 1 inch wide. Webbing would be good. Otherwise, I don't think 3/4 would look terrible. I've seen small bags with big straps, so I don't think it would be too ostentatious. Okay. There's that. So now we can cut out our lining, interfacing. There's going to be 2 pieces your main stabilizer and then your zipper panel stabilizer for the gusset. So I'll go ahead and cut that one. Got a nice little section here. Okay, so just did a couple seconds in hopes to not like shrink my vinyl. Oh my goodness, so cute. Like, how little of a scrap can I use up here? Pretty tiny. Guess that's why it's called the tiny Cata. But yeah, having a template piece for this would just be a breeze. I almost feel too, if you really wanted to, you could try to add little card slots to this. Maybe, I'll see if I can. But truly, you would just piece together the lining and then cut the excess. Lining still. And just make sure you're doing your best to center that. And we can put that away. Let those cool. And then the lining fabric that I'm using here is, oh, I didn't cut the connector stabilizer, but I don't think it'll matter. I know that my vinyl is sturdy. Yes, don't need, yes. Didn't do, but don't need. So now we're on to lining. Now, this fabric that I'm using is recycled water bottle. It's really cool. It is not waterproof in any way, shape, or form. But similar to the waterproof canvas, did I just file off some of my polish by scraping that? No. Okay. It was from sewing. The back side is a little bit rougher and it has this white cast when you scratch it. The correct side is really, really soft and smooth, and I think it's just really gorgeous. So I'm excited to use this. I think the color is really, really pretty with it. And like, as you can hear, I think it's going to provide a lot of structure without needing interfacing. So I'm starting with my zipper panel. I'm really debating, like, do I try adding card slots? Because I know that I can. Like, I know I could get it. And now I can add some double-sided tape where I want to put my zipper. It also kind of helps for a fabric that you can't tell right from wrong to just add tape or some kind of markings now, while you do know. Okay, so one side, I'm gonna add card slots. I'm gonna do it. But the other side, I'm just going to baste together. So instead of actually like cutting it out, I'm just gonna press them together. Like, I'm just gonna clip it and then trim around. And then cut the excess off. Doesn't matter. Okay. Time to do some math. I can do this. So we know that a card is normally 3.5. So we're gonna want a 4-inch wide center cut. So I'm folding this in half, and I'm gonna mark 2 inches there, which means we'll need another 2-inch, two pieces that are 2 by 5. Cut 2 inches by 5 inches, and then cut 1 4 inches by 'So let's say we want that to start at 1 inch from the top. We'd have room for 1, 2, maybe 4 card slots. 4 card slots. And if you've made the NCW 4 card slots, you know that it's like 2.25, 1.75, which is 3 inches, 4 inches. Okay, so clear. So that's 20 inches. So we'll say 4 by 25 to be completely safe. Completely safe. Could probably get away with 4 by 24 and just use 24-inch ruler and call it good, but just in case, I'd rather lose that 1 inch than then not have enough. And also, if you see any flaws on my fabric, I apologize if that gives it like gives you a negative opinion of the fabric. I always get the flawed fabric from my warehouse, so I don't mind. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that one edge is nice and well cut. I'm not gonna worry about the bottom edge because I'm gonna trim it off later. So 4 inches. You'll have to tune into the sewing video to see how I make it work. Be interesting. All right. Haha. Almost got me. I didn't include any seam allowance in that 2-inch piece, not by much. Okay, so we'll cut to 2 1/4. 2 1/4 by 5. Good thing I thought about it. Yeah, that'll give us a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then some. Honestly, could probably do 3/8. But I think a 1/4 is as much as you'd want to do because we're making it 4 inches wide. Yeah, 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'll write that down too. And I'm going to take a picture just in case I tell Erica about it. Because I know, not Erica, Alexis. I'm sorry, I love you both. Neither will ever watch this, so it's okay, but I know the difference. I just love them both. Okay. And so I'm just gonna go over what is cut, but that's the tape I was looking for. Here is my card slots and my side lining pieces, which are not part of the pattern. I have my strap. I have my wristlet strap. I have my gusset and my gusset lining. I have my zipper panel exterior and my zipper panel lining. I am not doing the piece man panel. I have my 2 main panels and 2 linings. And then I have my connectors. That's it. We got our hardware. I've got 2 1/2-inch D-rings, 3/4 inch wide slide adjuster, and 3/4 inch wide snap hooks. So let's make it. Maybe I'll put the finished one there. I'll forget, but it'd be fun, wouldn't it? Okay, bye.